I am good if you guys are.
I'm pretty much good. Do you want to get the promo post out?
Oh, shit, yes.
Okay.
You said we have to like move in game every now and then, right? Is that just camera, or do I have to move my character?
I would just say like open the inventory once in a while will probably do the trick.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a really good idea because moving my camera did not work the last time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Moving camera does work in GTA. So when we start doing these
Oh
in
my god.
GTA, that'll be
Luke
fine.
thoroughly
That actually does the
using
trick.
his like oh, you do have proof
Yeah,
that some of
y'all
this was
saying that you do
acceptable.
this in GTA, it immediately
Oh my
made me
god.
think, oh man, I need
Hi,
to replay
Sign.
5
How are
before they announce
you? Good
6. Like, fuck,
morning.
it's been so long since I played that
I
game.
am here yet again to lurk in MSQ. Enjoy your MSQ.
I'm on online all the time. It's
Nice.
not
And you
healthy.
are totally a
Do you do
sponsor
the
and a
RP stuff?
supporter, Luke. I appreciate
No,
you.
no, I don't have
We have our
5M
first guest
installed.
today, and I'm
I
so
just
excited.
do vanilla.
Cool. I think I didn't progress very far, but I remember I got a lot of money from a hacker and immediately spent it on a cruise ship so that the money
I
couldn't be
gotta get
taken away
like
from
one
me,
more
or the
post
the
out,
yacht
guys. I
rather.
apologize.
Yep,
Also,
that's
I
kind of what
forget
you have to
how
do.
old I am.
Just
I got
get
one of
rid of
those.
it.
Yeah, I got one of the flying bikes, the oppressor. That thing is super fun.
I love the oppressor. I have like 3 of those.
Nice.
Show, do you have a Twitter?
I actually don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
One more post.
I
One
don't
more
blame you at
post.
all.
If you want to add like something, I don't mind like my Discord username being there if you need like something to put next to the name. But
And
Oh no, I was
his
just
You.
putting
Twitch,
up a tweet to.
possibly.
yeah, that you could put my Twitch too.
Okay.
I stream very occasionally.
You do, and I feel like you play some really like random, awesome games.
I do. Yeah, yeah. Games that have no business getting any sort of audience, but I want to stream them anyways so that I have the recording of it.
Oh man, that's been my struggle with some games is like wanting to record every little bit of a game
Yeah,
and like not being able to
yeah,
like stream it all the time.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, just like streaming games and saving them as highlights is like. I mean, it's probably not actually permanent. They'll probably get rid of them sometime, but like for now, it's really easy.
Um, Danny, are you posting on the hot tub one?
No, just
Okay,
mine.
cool. Just want to make sure
Yep.
before I double post. Okay. I am almost done with this post, guys. I apologize. I really am hitting it off with this girl I'm talking to. Got me scared. They are really loud. Oh, they are really loud. Okay, cool. Hold on. Let me fix that. I wonder if I
All
can
right.
fix the
And when we're all
audio.
ready to start recording our audio, just let me know.
Thank you. Thank you, Luke. I
I'm good
appreciate
to go.
you.
Should be pretty good.
Okay.
Sorry, finding all of our links to put on this post.
Yeah.
It takes like a hot second. I had everything else prepped, but I didn't think to post here again. So, note to self. Alright, copy. We're going to paste, and I just need one more, and then we are good to go. Um, as long as Twitch doesn't route me to the app. Oh my god, last
Yeah.
night I was trying to watch somebody on Twitch and it kept disconnecting me and like freezing.
Ew. I gotta say, I really like the Kick app.
I
Why?
do,
Why is the Kick app so solid?
I do too. Show yours is show dash hey, right?
Yeah. Wait, no, for Twitch?
Yeah.
I don't think
That
there's a dash.
Oh, it's
there,
just show
then it's just
hey.
show hey.
Ha. Okay. Like, why can't I find you? That makes me sad. Okay. Copy. Post is posted, and we are good to go.
Okay. Heading record in 3, 2, 1. And we switch over. We get the transition.
Yep.
Okay, my game capture
All right.
is not grabbing it.
And
There
we
it goes.
are here.
Yay.
Turn the music down a little bit. Not too much more.
Too much what?
I was turning my music down a little bit.
Alright, no, and my capture's a little wonky, so I'm gonna fix that really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that will do right there. Okay. I am good.
Joe, you good?
I am good.
All right. There we go.
We're figuring this out, guys. I apologize.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gamers in Hot Tubs Talking Nerd Life. This is episode 1. I am Plaid Baron, better known as, I am Danny, better known as Plaid Baron. And with me, as always, is my co-host.
And I am Kaylee, better known as Bad Wolf Rose or Rose.
And our guest today is Shohei from Twitch.
Hi, how's it going?
Good show. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me as your first guest. I'm stoked.
Oh, it's an honor. Like, welcome aboard. Hope the hot tub's comfy. Hope you're doing good on this beautiful Saturday morning.
Absolutely.
No, and thank you for joining us. We're very excited to have you here.
I'm excited to talk some gaming. Absolutely.
Totally. So why don't you introduce yourself and get the show on the road?
Sure. Yeah, so I go by Shohei online. I met Kaylee in Final Fantasy XIV. We played a lot of that together. We ran a guild together. That was super
I'm
fun.
so excited about this. Guys.
I'm currently on a bit of a journey myself. I have some chronic head pain 24/7, which has been tough to deal with.
He's a really good friend of mine.
You know, it's been
We've
a big
been through
strain
a
on my
lot
mental
together,
health,
which is
but I'm
awesome.
on a quest to get that fixed while staying positive,
Luke,
still
don't
enjoying
be scared
life.
of the
that
girl,
kind of
by
thing.
the way. You
Um,
got this.
In terms of gaming, I generally prefer like
You're witty and
Japanese
funny,
games,
just
weird
witty and
single
funny
player
with it.
games, that kind of stuff. On like an immediate short term note, I'm really just trying to figure out how to die or how not to die in Lethal Company. That game is kicking my ass right now, but it's super fun. I'm also working on a hardcore WoW Classic character for some reason because I guess I hate myself. So,
You
yeah,
are?
that's what's going on with me.
That was going to be my explanation for that as well. 'Cause obviously, you hate yourself, so
Yep.
good luck with that one.
Yep, thank you. He's my hunter's 38 right now, so he's up there, but
Damn,
the hardest
dude.
levels are to come. Yeah.
You almost have a mount. Oh my god.
Oh, level wise maybe, gold wise not so much. Okay, life's hard out here.
Oh my god, I bet in hardcore, Jesus, I can't imagine. I've been like trying to start a hardcore character with friends, and like it's so hard to gather like a pack of us so we can survive.
Can't have shit in Azeroth.
Oh my god.
Too true. Yeah, so that's what's going on with me.
Oh wow. So, I don't want to rush things ahead
High
too much because
five.
we've got a couple
How's it
hours to
going?
fiddle.
Welcome in, dude.
But
We're just
you
getting
know, so
started. Show's introducing himself, and
So the big question that we
Danny's
want to
going
ask
through
our
our
guests,
like
like,
little
right at the
details
start
right
of the
now. So
show
welcome in.
is, what is your quest?
Yeah. So I think for me personally, it's like mostly dealing with this headache thing. I've had it for over 7 years now, where it's like 24/7 head pain. It was
Oh,
like
man. Did you restart your character?
ridiculous
High five.
at the start. I didn't
I
really
really
do a
wanna
whole lot
start
with my life,
hardcore.
but
I haven't got
it's
to.
been
But the new
about putting together the
season
pieces
of Discovery
and
looks
building
fucking
something
amazing.
that works within my life, and video games have been there every single step of the way. Whenever like video games do so much for my mental health, and not just in like brain chemistry. It's like actually provides me like new perspective and stuff like that. So that's really been a big part of my quest.
Mm. So, I don't know how much you want us to dig into that, but do you have any idea what maybe set this off in the first place?
No, actually, it was
I have
like
to
a
know I
morning like
stopped
any other. I woke
myself
up just with
because I
like
have
a
other
headache. I
things. I
started
can't
putting
really
like ice
grind.
on my head. I was like, man,
It's
this
so
like
hard
really
to
hurts.
grind high
And
five like as an adult.
7 years later, it
Yeah.
has not gone away. I've had multiple surgeries done in my sinuses to try and alleviate a lot of the pressure, but it
Cool.
hasn't taken. Uh, the pretty rough surgeries, rough recovery processes, and nothing's kicked yet. So yeah, we're just trying to stay positive and keep looking for new solutions, and yeah, trying to actually enjoy the video games that come out and not let this stuff get in my head too much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody who's listening, if you'd like to help Show afford some ibuprofen, please make sure to go subscribe to him on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/showhey, no dash in the middle. And yeah, show him some support.
I appreciate that.
Dude, I have known you for a few years now, and it's amazing. It's You are an amazing person. Like watching you go through all this with the pain that you do have. You stay positive, and you're always trying to like bring positivity to people too. I think whenever I have got to game with you and spend time with you, like it's, yeah, you're a special show.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I am gonna go over a little bit of like details about how this goes real quick.
Mhm.
Since we went through our intros and our little welcome here, we're gonna go over a few topics, which we did send to you first so that you could kind of know what we were going through. And we also added a bonus topic if we have time at the end that you recommended today. So we have 4 topics and then a bonus topic. And then at the end, we'll ask if you have any suggestions for us so that moving forward we can make this a better experience for everybody and a better podcast as well. And we're just trying to spread like some positivity in the community. I know there's been a lot of drama going on. I haven't been involved in it, but I have heard people talking about it. And so I think that this podcast, with your help, will help us spread some positivity and some awareness about gaming, mental health, and like nerd life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any questions before we get started with topics?
No, not at all. Let's get right to it.
Yay, I'm so excited, guys. We got different topics this week. It's going to be great.
Right. So topic number one. So topic number one.
I gotta watch my
brain is
ums.
not working. Topic number one. We'd like to hear about basically what got you started in gaming. What's the first game you remember playing, and what kind of impact do you think that game or games leaves on you to this day?
Oh God, yeah, I love this question. I always love remembering like the early years of gaming for me. So I did not
early years are
have
so
an older
magical.
sibling. I'm 31 right now. I was born in '92. I didn't have an older sibling, so I didn't really get into like the Dreamcasty kind of stuff.
I love
But
the tub, by the way.
my
Thanks.
dad, I
You got
guess,
this
was like
sweet
a
little
bit of a
setup,
cheapskate at the time. So
which
while there was an N64
Danny put together.
available,
I'm
which
super
could have
proud
been
of
my
him.
first console, he got a
It came
Super
out really
NES
cool.
instead, which like you could see that as a scummy move or whatever, but I am so thankful that he did that because I got to play the original Donkey Kong Country games as my first
Oh
games,
my god,
and
Donkey Kong.
holy shit, that set such a bar for like visuals and music in gaming. It has
Like Donkey
stuck
Kong
with
was
me
so
my
unique.
entire life. Like
The ball
I
is
can
feeding
just
my
see so
ADHD.
many of the levels. I can see the sprites. The music was
Oh my God.
like absolutely incredible.
That ball is really weird. It doesn't
And
look
it
like
really
it should stay
solidified
there.
my perception of video
Scoopy,
games as an
welcome
art
in,
form.
Scoopy.
Like all
It's nice to
these
see you,
years back
dude.
then, the way I experienced that
We
game
just
was
got
as
started.
if it was
This is
art.
our first topic.
In terms of like my
First
actual
game and how they
brain
left an
chemistry,
impact on you.
I would say
And how you got started in
the
gaming.
main games to influence me came a little bit later on the
It is
Game
pretty
Boy
cool.
Advance. Fire Emblem,
Yeah, but I love
was
it.
a really big one. Golden
It's a
Sun,
nice
those two
touch that
games were
Danny
like
added to
absolutely
this.
incredible for me.
I love
Uh,
Golden Sun so much.
Hell yeah, dude. There
Oh,
was no third game
first
though. It was
time,
just the two.
the first time I saw the battle screen camera transition in Golden Sun, my mind just exploded.
Oh hell yeah! And that music is now in my head. That battle music.
Oh my god, I
Love
never
that.
So
played
good.
that. One of y'all is gonna have to link me a video to that.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games like
Emulate it if you have to. It is just a
Okay.
beautiful game.
yeah, it's like they're like very similar to like Final Fantasy, like purely turn-based. You have a party of 4. They all have different magic, that kind of stuff. Um,
But then
yeah,
they did some
they're
pseudo
honest.
3D stuff, which on GBA at the time was ridiculously impressive.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool game. And the other game I think that I spent way too much time on would be Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. So all 3 of those
I've always
games,
heard Tactics is so good.
all Japanese, all tactical games. Like I didn't play a lot of action games as a kid, but basically it has put in me this
I think
like
this inspired
this
his name.
addiction to seeing stats go up. Basically, I don't mean that in like a negative way, but with having those 3 games as a kid, I really enjoy numbers going up.
I was gonna
Okay,
say, but
numbers
like
going
big
up
numbers
is
go
good.
burr.
Yes, exactly. That is just a part of like my brain now. But being
Higher
aware of
numbers,
that and
brain
like
goes burr.
not taking
It's
it as
great.
anything more than it is also really good too. I did also really enjoy the first 3 gens of Pokemon. I wouldn't say those like completely like shaped me as a person or anything, but I spent way too much time in those.
I feel like I have to ask this question while you're talking about all these games that are Japanese. Is
Yeah.
this what kind of fueled your name inspiration?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Shohei, the way I spell it, so Shohei is obviously like a very normal Japanese name. There's a famous pitcher in the Major League Baseball named Shohei Ohtani as an example. But I spell it like phonetically, because I am a white dude. Okay, I am a Canadian white dude. I should not have
When
a
I first
Japanese
met him
name.
and he
So
explained this, I
have
laughed and I
my,
thought
my
it was
name
so
is
funny.
that name spelt as a,
And it's
a white
perfect.
guy
It's
would
so
spell it, I
perfect.
guess. It's
At
sort
least
of
I
like
think
the
so.
running joke. It's not very funny, but it was funny to me at the time.
No, I think it's hilarious. That's why, like, I'm literally telling my chat. I'm like, when I first met you, and you explained this to me. Like, I remember like laughing and enjoying it. Like, I thought it was funny and really cute, and like, it's so perfect, in my opinion. So,
I think so. Yeah. I do think so. Danny, did you play the Golden Sun games growing up as well?
I had a friend who had them, and so I would play them when he and I chilled. So I never like, I definitely remember enjoying them, but I never got the chance to go too in depth with them.
Gotcha. I don't mean to like just turn it on you, but what was your like? Did you have like a major JRPG
I love that
or
show
RPG
does this.
growing up?
My first JRPG was FF7, like
Ooh,
so many others. And then FF8 right after. Then back to FF6.
cool.
and again, my
And
FF7 confession is so
then
big.
Persona 3 after that.
Nice.
Oh, Show's a big
Um,
Persona person.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Persona series is so ridiculous.
Yeah, SMT as well. Yeah.
And then lately, it's not a JRPG specifically, but oh, what is the name of it? Oh my God! Sorry for anybody watching on my stream. I'm like trying to change windows here.
While you Google what it is, I have like a really big FF7 confession while you guys are
Sure.
like talking about FF7.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
play it until 20 years later.
Oh my God!
I'm the same. It looked too
I played it
dated for me.
7.
At the,
I played it in '97. I'm not even embarrassed to admit it.
that's awesome.
I'm proud to admit it.
I didn't even know the
Yeah.
spoilers. Like, I'm sad I never enjoyed it back then. Like, I wish I would have played it.
Yeah.
Oh, Wandering Sword. That's what it's called.
Wandering
I'd never even heard of
Sword.
that.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so it's actually a Singaporean developed RPG,
Okay.
but it's very inspired by Octopath Traveler in terms of
Nice.
style.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I love
Um,
talking to people like this
but the
because I get to learn about all these
soundtrack
games I
is
have never heard of, and
unbelievable,
it's incredible and really
and
entertaining.
it
And to hear their
just
experience with these unique
it
games is great.
shines.
I'm so
That game
excited to continue to have more
absolutely
people on this
shines. I
podcast.
highly recommend it. So it's
Awesome.
JRPG-esque in nature, but it's Singaporean developed.
And the name of that again?
Wandering Sword.
Cool.
Collector has entered the chat. What's up, dude?
Oh my gosh. Hi, Flint.
Hey,
Welcome
did you hear
in.
50 Cent is fat? Of course you did. It's called inflation.
How are
He's
you
now known
doing,
as Too
Flint? It's
Fitty.
nice to see you. We're recording our episode 1 of our podcast. We did 0 last week, so welcome in.
That's a bad joke, my dude. That's
It
a
is
bad
hot
joke.
tubs, or gamers and hot tubs, talking nerd life. So I appreciate you coming by. I'm glad to hear you're doing great. We're doing
No,
good.
don't leave. I need the viewers. At least lurk.
He hasn't stopped by my stream.
He will. I'm sure he will.
Oh. Are we on to our next topic?
We might be.
Maybe.
But yeah, let's drag this out a little bit.
Okay.
Rose, so what other JRPGs have you enjoyed?
Oh, I'm not the one to ask. I am such an MMO person. I've played a lot of RPGs. I don't know what you would specifically consider like a junior RPG besides like Final Fantasy VII that I have played. Yeah, I don't.
You played half of 10 or something, right?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that
You're
story
in
is so
14.
sad. Well, 14 is a MMO. I played 11, which is an MMO.
It's a JRPG MMO.
Is it? Is it
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Not if you skip all the cutscenes, right?
Hey,
Well,
I played
yeah,
Shadowbringers and Endwalker.
Okay.
But oh god, what did I play growing up? Like we talked about this last week, but like I played a lot of like Street Fighter and Sonic and Crash Bandicoot.
And you learned to drive from Gran Turismo, apparently. Yeah, I did
Oh
my homework.
gosh. Hey, you did. You did. I heard you make a comment whenever we first started this. Oh, that you didn't have siblings growing up. And I was like, oh, that's from
Yeah.
our podcast.
Maybe.
But I didn't. It's funny. I owned like a Game Boy and a Game Boy Advance, but I don't remember what I played on that. I remember having Pokemon on them, but I don't remember like thoroughly playing them. It was hard for me to like sit and play handhelds at that time. So I just remember playing Sonic and Crash Bandicoot and Diddy Kong Racing and yeah, Gran Turismo.
Diddy Kong Racing was such a fun game. It's so
Oh my
hard
God.
though. I went back to like
is.
replay it a few years ago. The bosses are so hard.
They are, and like I love the sounds in that game. The music and all the sounds are just like golden.
Yeah. I remember when Fall Guys came out, me and my buddies, we all muted the in-game music and we just played the Diddy Kong Racing
Hi,
music. And it
Scat.
was
Oh my
such a
God,
blast.
Scat. I haven't seen you in
That must be the
forever.
way
And
to
Mama
go.
Sam, how are you
Yeah,
doing? Welcome
absolutely. It gets you
in.
so hyped.
Scat, I hope you're having a really good Sunday.
I get it now. Because
How
I
have
have
you
put
been?
30 hours into Fall Guys, and I never won a round. I never got a crown at the
No
end.
way.
So obviously, I need to put on the Diddy Kong Racing soundtrack.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
that
what
was
you've been
in
missing.
there. That's amazing. Okay, so I have another confession. I have never played Fall Guys.
Oh, you should.
It
It's
has-
so fun.
It's been on my PC for a while, and I've like wanted to jump in and join people, but I haven't got the chance to.
Collector can attest to this. We lost many an hour to Fall Guys. And also, he asks if you have a fire cape in RuneScape.
Fire what?
Me?
A fire cape.
I think he means a pizza cape. It clearly looks like pizza. I actually don't play RuneScape, but I have buddies that do, so I
cape.
understand. Yeah, no, that thing does not look like fire. It looks like cheese pizza, my guy.
Oh my god, pizza cape.
No, I want a
And
pizza
people
cape.
always will get mad if you call their fire capes pizza capes, but I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Oh my god, now all I can picture is somebody like running around with a pizza on their back.
That's essentially what it is. Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You ever seen
That's
like
great.
Spaceballs, Pizza the Hut? It
The
just
urge
looks
to
like
play
that on your
Palia
back.
continues. Oh my god. Mama Sam, play. You should play. I'm sorry, ask that one more time.
Have you ever seen Spaceballs?
Oh my god,
Maybe.
yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's like having
I
Pizza the
love
Hut on your back.
Spaceballs. Why do you think we set up a merch shop before our first episode was even online? Merchandising is where the real money is made.
Which, hey guys, if you want to check out our merch store, let me plug this in real fast. Beacons.ai/hottubgamers. And our merch store is there.
You can find our podcast up on Spotify and SoundCloud and iHeartRadio
And Pandora.
Pandora, basically everywhere you get your podcasts.
If we did our homework correctly.
Which we basically did, but Apple's a pain in the butt. And I'm not
Dude.
afraid to say that out loud. Just let us make an account. Do I have to like go up to the Genius Bar and be like, I'm starting a podcast and I need a business account.
Oh my god. We have tried to make a podcast or an account on Apple Show like 4 or 5 times now, and it just keeps giving us an error, but it doesn't tell us what's wrong with how we're making the account.
I hate that.
It makes me so mad. Can't figure it out.
Oh yeah, I mean like we've tried different names.
We've tried so hard.
different birthdays.
My computer's
we've
giving
tried
me
different
issues
email
again.
addresses,
Mama
we've
Sam, I'm
tried
so sorry.
everything.
Were you playing on Scoopies last night? Because you were really
It's
smooth
just-
last night, by the way. It looked
Yeah.
really good.
It's being really, really strange. So this keeps up. I am gonna have to like go over to the Genius Bar and be like, "Hi, I'm not actually an Apple customer yet because you guys aren't letting me make an account."
I wonder if we
So-
could stump them.
I think it would be so funny, right? You present this to one genius, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll fix that for you." But within like 20 minutes, there's like 7 geniuses crowding around an iPad, being like, "Why is it not working? He can't make
Why is
an
it not
account. Why is
working?
it
Oh
not working?"
no!
How many geniuses does
they
it
have
take
to
to
go-
make an account?
Exactly. They have to call in like geniuses from another store, and then like they're all crowding around this one iPad.
What did South Park call it? The
Sentai pad, the human Sentai pad.
Oh my god.
No, but like when the geniuses all connect hands and then form an energy pentagram from their mouths.
Oh,
What?
yeah, I forget what they call that. Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
Oh my god. Hold
Was it the
on.
quickening?
Maybe.
I have
That's like a
not
werewolf
seen that.
thing.
Oh, it's the best episode.
Apple and South Park. Okay. Alright.
Hello, Mr. Chia.
I thought the World of Warcraft episode was pretty awesome.
Oh,
The
of
World
course.
of Warcraft episode. Okay, so if you follow, there's a YouTuber who goes by Pirate Software.
No, that was
he
mine,
used to
but I
work for
crashed at the
Blizzard,
end.
and
Oh, I'm
his
sorry,
dad
Mama
used to
Sam.
work
You
for
were running
Blizzard.
really good whenever I
His
was vibing,
dad
though.
was Blizzard cinematic.
I was wondering if
director
it was
for 20
Scoopy's
years.
computer, 'cause it was so smooth.
Like, all the amazing
Yep.
cinematics of Blizzard from Diablo 2, World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3, etc. That was him. He was the fat guy in the World of Warcraft episode.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
And
That's
he made
amazing.
sure of it. He insisted that Trey and Matt put him into the episode as that character. They consulted with him to make sure that it was like game accurate. And,
my God,
and such.
that's
And he
awesome.
insisted that he be the fat guy.
That's incredible.
Like, South Park lore will forever be this amazing golden thing, I feel like. Like, after watching their, was it a special on HBO where they showed how they made an episode in like 24 hours or something stupid?
Yeah, a week or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it takes them like 5 days.
It was
To
incredible to
write
watch
the
that and
golden
see how they,
episode.
like, problem solve things and talk about things. And, like, now I just want to sit in a room and be a fly on the wall and, like, enjoy their content from that experience, or that way to experience it.
I love behind the scenes kind of
same.
stuff. You know, especially like we don't get a lot of video
Same,
game
I love behind the scenes.
scenes
Hi, Blue
stuff,
Virgo.
'cause
Welcome in, dude.
Honestly,
Hello. This
the
is
behind the
our
scenes of video game
second live
development
of our
is
podcast
really
recording. So this is
boring and
episode 1
stressful and
of
depressing to
Gamers
watch,
in
you
Hot
know.
Tubs
It's mostly
Talking
just
Nerd
people
Life. So
staring at a
welcome
computer
in.
screen
I appreciate
all
you
the
coming
time
by.
and
How are you
not,
doing?
You know, we don't
I went to
joke with
host
each
and my
other.
computer was like, no.
Well, like we joke
my
with each
God.
other, but not when
Your
we're working.
community's too big, Mama Sam,
Versus
to host out.
something like music
It
and
was just like,
television
no,
and movies.
the world can't handle it.
There's more of
I'm
a
sorry that happened,
fluidity
though.
to it,
All
I
jokes
would
aside,
say.
I apologize that you had that experience.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
hoping that I'm hoping that video game development
My bad.
at some point in the future can sort of match that same level of fluidity and not be as locked into the digital space as we are. But for the most part, you just staring
Where's
at a
the
computer screen
bubbles?
for 8 hours a day.
yeah.
Oh my
There
god,
can be
Palia is
some
so
funny parts
limited
to it though. Like
in the water
I don't know if
jets.
you're familiar with the
Oh,
game Deus Ex: Human
this is
Revolution.
our hot tub in
Mhm.
So
Palia.
if you
Whenever we
play that, you can
do
actually have like
Grand
in-game
Theft
developer
Auto, I'm so
commentary where
excited
like
because
your
there's
character
hot
gets to
tubs
a
in
certain point, it'll
casinos
pop up
and
appears
hot
and you can
tubs
press
on
a key,
yachts,
and then the
and there are
developer commentary
bubbles.
will play, and you
I'm
can kind of walk
excited.
around and they'll
It
talk
has
about
just
the
worked
stuff
out that
you
we've
see.
done Palia,
I
so
found
we
that
don't
really
have
interesting,
bubbles
and
yet,
there's a lot of
but we
funniness to
will.
it.
We
Like
will.
they realized when making the
I need it
combat
on
encounters
Switch.
that like the
Who
AI
bets
could
that
not
true
go
at
through
all?
doorways in their game.
Mama Sam,
So
we
they
fake
had
it till
to
we make it,
like
and we
they were
hype
talking about
ourselves
how,
up,
okay, how do we design
and we hype
levels
each
that
other
don't
up,
have
so it is
doorways,
true.
like have big spaces without doorways. And they had to like do a lot of cheat stuff. Like there's one
It's
bathroom
been
in
so
the
long
game
since
that
I've been
doesn't
on
actually
GTA.
have a functional
Like, I have
door.
never played GTA, but I can't
Because
wait till we
they
do
were
a
like, okay, well,
GTA
it would be
day.
really cheap
I'm
if
excited.
players go in here and the enemies can't follow them. They're like, well, remove the door. Who's gonna notice? Like, I
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff. Like the little smoke and mirrors that get played in the background. That
Oh
you don't
yeah.
really, yeah,
And I mean, that's almost more like an airport bathroom at that point, where it's just like an archway over it, and then you go in. Like, yeah, that works. Why not?
yep.
I don't know why my
Yep,
colors are doing
exactly.
weird
Yeah, I love
things.
little stories like that. But generally, it's not all going to be fun anecdotes. It's like you said, it's people staring at a screen for a long time and getting frustrated.
Yeah, exactly. The code is like there's this one coding meme where the guy's looking at the screen and he's like, my code doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? 10 minutes later, okay, my code works. Why does it work?
Oh my god, that was me the other night doing code in Arc.
What
3
does
hours
Arc-
later.
What do you have to code in Arc? Is that Python?
So I was just using. I opened a private server on Nitrado, and on Nitrado you have you copy and paste the code, and adjust like multipliers and stuff in it.
Yep.
Not fun. Don't recommend.
Cool.
Not everything is there, and you have to go find everything you need.
Cool.
Brr.
That's definitely rough.
Nope. I didn't know what I was getting into, so that was partly on my fault. But then once I got into it, yeah, I was stuck.
Gotcha.
Oh man.
All right.
I can't remember if I had the
well, I
disc
think
or if it
we're-
was
I think we're
digital.
ready
I
to
might
move
try
on.
to download it again. Do it, Mama Sam. Try to download it. See if it'll work and run it. We can do you and
Rose, you
GTA.
want to take this next one?
Yes, absolutely. So our next topic is tell us about a game you loved that nobody has ever heard of.
Yeah. So I think I sort of have like two tiers to this question because
I feel like he has a lot of games that he's
especially
enjoyed
if
that
you have
not
people listening
everybody's
to a
heard
gaming
of.
podcast, what games they have heard of are going to be. I have high hopes of your audience that they have actually probably heard of most of the games that I would recommend.
Well, and you have an advantage. You're the first one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So for a game that I don't think anyone has actually heard of, and I'm sure that someone has, but there was this old PS2 game that me and my next door neighbor bought on a whim that just kind of looked silly and we didn't really know what it was, and which very risky at the time. Jesus. It was called Magic Penjo. And it was
Penjo.
a
That's
kind of
interesting.
Pokemon
Also,
style
Mama
game,
Sam, I
but
can't wait
instead
for
of
Palia to be
catching
on the
pets,
Switch.
you
I am never gonna
drew your pets.
stop playing.
So
It's gonna be
it
crazy.
included a
I'm excited
3D
for it.
drawing system where you drew shapes with different colors and you would form your own monster. Then you
Whoa.
would go to like an arena and battle against other people's, and it was like the world was like the rough story of the game was that the world had
Oh my
been
God, that sounds
drained
really
of
cool.
color.
You draw your
And
own
we
monsters
were
and you fight with them?
finding color and creating creatures with color, which was
I feel like
bringing
that's like
color
a
back
kid's
to the
dream when
world.
you're drawing it.
It was really
Like
cool.
you're
and
drawing
had
all this art
a
and you want it
really
to come to
awesome, like,
life. Holy fuck.
flamenco soundtrack that has like really stuck with me. It was like really cool though, because like all the different colors that you use, like you had a certain amount of pigment that you could use for your creations, and it would like this isn't exactly how it worked, I'm paraphrasing, but like if you had a lot of blue, if your monster was like a very blue dominated creature, it would like have certain stats relating to that and strengths and weaknesses and that kind of thing. It was super fun. I don't know if it would like hold up nowadays, but it's a very fond memory, and I have yet to like find someone else that has played it. So yeah, that's what I would go to with like never heard of.
Wait,
Um,
that is fucking wild. So you got to draw your own monsters and they came to
yeah,
life and you got to battle with them.
yeah, yeah. Obviously, like you're using PS2 analog sticks, so you're
Right.
not making very detailed creatures. They're usually just blobs in the shape of a human or a dog or whatever. But
But
yeah,
still,
yeah, it was cool.
like I feel like this is every little kid's dream. Like you're drawing on like a piece of paper with your crayons or your markers or whatever, and like you want that to like come to life.
That's
Like
so true.
that's
Yeah,
really fucking cool. Like that's a game making kids' dreams come true.
yeah, yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like I feel like PS2 had such a ridiculously deep catalog of
Oh
stuff
man,
that
yeah.
nobody's ever heard of and nobody has ever played because
Maybe because the
it,
game
it was
modding.
really
I don't
the
know. That might be
shovelware
why.
console of that generation.
Yeah,
No, Mama, saying we're gonna be able to play
And
Palia in our
you know,
bed
the
like
next
Fae
generation
Farm.
that
It's
was
gonna be
definitely the
fucking
Wii.
bomb.
But
yeah.
PS2 has so many deep cuts
Was it PS2 that you could mod?
of it. You know, everybody's like, oh well, you know, the only reason there's so
Or
many
was it
deep cuts on
PlayStation
PS2 is
1?
because there's shovelware. Well, there's gems in there too,
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
one.
Well, and
What
then
was the name of that again?
Magic Pen Gel. So
Magic
last word
Pen
spelled
Gel.
oh,
Pengel.
Yeah. Wow.
So-
Yeah. Very cool.
was it PlayStation 1 that got heavily modded with like those little like chips you could stick in the back of it? Did either
Oh,
one of you do that?
every console has had mod chips.
Have they seriously? No. But okay,
Oh yeah.
but there was like a time where like, so it ruined Dreamcast. Was PlayStation 1 around that time, or was it PlayStation 2 that was around that time?
PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast were out at the same time.
Okay, because I
But,
feel like that kind of.
Sega's console in the PlayStation 1 generation was the Saturn.
Oh, okay, okay, that's true. Because I feel like whenever you could mod those consoles, it was like this big deal, and all of a sudden, like your whole world of games opened up. And so I don't know if that affected the like library and like the reason we got all these like really unique things because of that. Because you couldn't mod the first one, could you?
The mod chips didn't play a whole like,
No.
big factor in that. They mostly just opened up like emulation of older platforms and some like downloadable software.
Okay, I remember
But
being like
in
this magical thing as a kid.
no, the magical thing as a kid was definitely Game Genie.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Game
you
Genie?
know, oh yeah. So Game Genie essentially like modified uh, the essentially how the console read your memory so that you could basically cheat in any game.
I've never heard of
And
this. What the fuck?
You may have been more familiar with like Game Shark or something like that. Like
Nope.
a kind of similar thing. No. Okay.
No.
no, oh wow, how did that
You're
slip
just
by you?
I
You're
don't
just
know.
so pure that you didn't want to cheat in video games. It's cool. No worries.
Not as a kid. Holy shit. No, I definitely
Well,
did
see-
not hear about this. And I didn't know if my brother used them. I didn't know. I
Mm.
thought the mod chip was like cheating.
Well, the mod chip is absolutely cheating, but
Yeah.
it's
It's fun.
it's kind of the same idea, but more oh, what's the word? Ignore me. I don't know.
So I was actually just doing a quick Google of this game, Magic Pendulum, and it blows my mind that they actually collaborated with Studio Ghibli to make this game.
What?
They had like a few of the key animators for My Neighbor Totoro worked on the game. Yeah, which is like
Wow.
that's so cool. Yeah, I had no idea until just now.
That is
But-
super cool. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I need to find this game.
That makes it
Did
even
only
more
come out on
special.
PS2?
Sorry.
Did it only come out on PS2?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That needs a
Apparently, it had a
remake.
sequel that I never heard of, but yeah. Yep. Very cool game. Some other games though that I don't think like a lot of people have heard of. Maybe you guys have because you're more in the know. But a game I really like to play a lot of is Kenshi. It's like a post-apocalyptic sandbox where you can.
I'm really bad
It's
at
almost
this.
like a RuneScape set in post-apocalypse. You
I
can either
know
have just
X
one
amount of
character,
games
you can have like
and
a
X
gang
amount
of
of
characters, you
companies.
can run a whole city, you could be a trader,
I've
you could
definitely
be a
never heard of this
bandit,
game
you
either.
can do all this cool stuff.
I
It's
knew this was
very
going to be
much
a
for
loaded
people who like
question for show because he plays so many
stories
games
to come
and
naturally
tries
out
so
of
many
gameplay
like
and not
unique
have it be
things.
this like linear thing. That's like a super fun game. Definitely have to be like self-motivated though and set your own goals in game, but super fun. I don't know if you've heard of that, but that's a good one.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah, I think it took one guy like 12 years to make.
Oh damn! It's
It's like
amazing
one
that
of
people are
those.
that dedicated.
Yeah, they just have an idea, and I'm sure he probably didn't know it was going to take 12 years when he started. But once you start, you can't really stop. Can you?
Yeah.
Well, you can if you have rent to pay, but
Yes, fair enough. Yeah. Another game I really like. This one's a little more popular. Remedy recently released Alan Wake 2, but their game before that, Control, is one I always highly recommend. I absolutely love Control.
Remedy is an amazing developer.
Is it the same kind of style as Alan Wake?
It has some like fourth wall breaking stuff, but Control is a story of essentially a top secret government facility that
Alan Wake was
investigates
just
like
recently
paranormal,
introduced to me, and I'm
supernatural
like
kind of
blown away
stuff.
by it.
And even the facility that the government works in is in itself a supernatural being. It is this supernatural
damn.
building where like the layout shifts and stuff like that. Like you find memos in the world early on of like protocol, what to do if your room shifts and like doesn't have an exit. You're just supposed to like stay calm and wait for someone to find you if that happens. Like it's this incredibly interesting setting, and you play a very interesting character as well.
That seems really interesting. Whenever I was playing the Fallen Order recently, and I was in like a scene where like I was staring at a door, and then as I turned my character, my whole room changed. I've never had an experience like that.
Where you're having the vision and you
Yep.
turn around and it's the Death Star or whatever.
Yep. And
Yeah, I
like,
remember that. Oh, so good.
I was not expecting that, and somebody in my chat was like, "Oh my god, have you played Alan Wake?" And then they started explaining to me like if I enjoyed that kind of experience, that Alan Wake had those kinds of things in it where like you would just kind of turn around and be somewhere else, and like I don't know, I've never had a video game do that to me where I was just kind of like, "Oh shit, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
What is happening? Is this a dream? Did I just get teleported?" Like, I don't know. It was very seamless and very done very well. And then watching like the Alan Wake thing you sent me, I'm like, oh my god, this studio is like amazing and beautiful. Like, holy shit.
Yes. Yeah. Control. The thing I really like about Control as well is that the game is like 10 hours, maybe 12 hours. Like
That's
it's
short.
compact, which in this world that we're in, where Assassin's Creed games can be 150 hours or whatever, I really like a nice focused experience. You know.
You could spend like 1,000 hours on Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many open world experiences now
Yeah.
and live services, and you know, with
We've
the
gone the
idea
other
being,
direction. So many.
A, give the customer their money's worth, and but then B, also keep them hooked in so that when we come out with DLC, they'll give us even more money.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, games is a business as well as an art, so it's a very tough line to straddle for a lot of developers. I think Remedy is pretty much like, we're keeping it traditional. We're gonna give our players a good 8 to 15 hour experience every 4 years or so, and just tell a good story while we're at it.
Yeah. And really,
And I
all they had
definitely
to give
respect
up. Yeah, all they had to give up was like, I'm pretty sure Epic Games funded the entirety of Alan Wake 2, but they were able to like pursue whatever creative liberty they wanted, so it worked out. Just you have to get the game from Epic. It's the only downside.
Oh, and that Epic launcher. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah,
But whenever you have games that you love or that you like really want to play, who cares about the launcher?
Yeah,
Yes,
if you want to play the game, just go get the game and support the developer.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you know, if you can wait 6 months for it to come out on other platforms, then wait 6 months. And if you can't, you can't. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And one more game that's like kind of niche that I wanted to talk about, but like first, one more thing on Remedy. I love how they have like their own in-house band. Like there's this real life band
What?
called
Their own in-house
Poets of the
band?
Fall.
That's super
Bullets of the
fucking
Fall,
cool.
yeah, and in all their, well, not all their games, but in a lot of their games, they basically cosplay as this like 80s glam band called the Old Gods of Asgard, and yeah, and throughout their games, like they're like in character doing these musical performances, and they have like these in character songs. It's so cool. Remedy is such a fun studio. I
That's
look
really
forward to whatever
unique.
they do. Yeah.
So musical confession. I discovered Poets of the Fall back in college when I played Max Payne 2.
Yep. Cool.
I
Oh my god, that's really cool.
immediately went out and bought the
Again,
first
this
three
is why I
albums.
love doing this. I learned so
Signs of
much
Life,
shit,
Carnival of Rust, and Revolution Roulette.
and I get to
I
learn things about
kept
people.
those
I get to know
albums
people
on
better,
loop
as well
for
as
about
learn all these like nerdy cool
2-3
things.
years straight, nothing else.
Like we all have such like different experiences and
and
different knowledge
To this day, they are
about
still one of my favorite bands.
games and how games
That's
have
awesome.
affected our life,
Have you
or
seen them live?
like
I've heard they put on
our,
an amazing show.
I don't know, our journey
don't tour
along our
America.
gaming like
Yeah, that makes
career.
sense.
It's all very
think
different
they came to
experiences, and
Atlanta once.
it's really fun to listen to everybody's unique
Yeah.
experience.
Are they actually like a Finnish
I
band?
fucking love it.
or
They are
is it-
finished. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be so fun to see. But yeah, it makes sense they don't tour much. Maybe, you know, like I think their recent video on the YouTube channel where they sort of put together a compilation of like Kaylee, the amazing video I sent you. I don't want to like spoil it for people who haven't played Alan Wake 2, but they
That's
sort
so
of
cool.
posted a condensed version on their YouTube channel, and it already has like well over 1 million hits. So like maybe, you know, that this could be the push they need to do a North American tour. That'd be super awesome.
I would be there in a heartbeat, and
Yeah.
I have not been to a concert since 2019.
Yeah, COVID, yeah.
I wonder if Alan
COVID and
too
money
will.
and
Sorry, go ahead.
well, so the last concert I went to was Oakley Dokley, and that's gonna be tough to beat.
Dokley Dokley. Is it just a band of Flanders? Like, what's going on?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, it
okay.
was a death metal Ned Flanders band.
What?
Yeah. So
That's
every
the
single
thing.
song they wrote was based off of a Ned Flanders quote. Or scene.
Oh, that's
It was-
amazing.
That was the best concert I've ever been to in my
Oh
life.
my god, that's funny.
Holy shit.
They were
That's impressive.
so fucking brutal. That pit, like, people were practically dying in that pit.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
amazing.
I don't go to concerts like that.
Everyone's just
That's
like,
funny.
idly ho, neighbor. Like,
And then they start throwing out, like, donut beach balls
I go
for
to such
people to
like
rip
chill
apart.
concerts. It's so
Amazing.
weird.
And they come out in
Donut beach
the,
balls covered in powder.
the
Oh my
ski
god.
outfit. When
oh
when
yeah,
like
it
he's
feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
God, show was so good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god, that's such a fan service.
It really is. But yeah, Poets of the Fall, highly recommend. They are just musical geniuses. Absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And the fact
Um,
that they can then reform every few years into Old Gods of Asgard and
Yep.
go so much more metal than they go the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Respect. They are so good.
Yeah, I
Have
have
you
to check them
played
out.
Alan Wake 2 yet, Danny?
I played Alan Wake 1, but I
Okay.
haven't played Alan Wake 2. But I have so I have the collector's edition of Alan Wake 1 on Xbox 360 downstairs,
Oh, fancy.
which
Nice.
came with the journal, like the in-game
Oh,
journal, just
nice.
reprinted.
Oh my god, that's
It
awesome.
that was a
God,
weird
collector's
game.
editions are
Yes.
so unique
It's not one of my
and special.
favorites for sure.
And it's really cool to like
No,
look back on all the
it
collector's
got to
editions
a
that you do
point-
have.
There's one level, sort of like halfway through, where you're just, jumping from light to light to light, and you have no ammo and you have no health, and you have no way to get through. I just got so frustrated with it at that point. I was like, you know what? I think I get it.
Yeah, yeah. A streamer that I follow would absolutely love Alan Wake 2, but it's been a struggle. Like his community has like really been pushing him to just get through the first one as quickly as possible so that he has context for the second one. But yeah,
No.
you being a fan of Poets of the Fall, you need to make some time for Alan Wake 2 in the near future, my guy.
Yeah.
You would love it.
Also, Control and Quantum Leap, though. Like
Yes.
I haven't played those either, unfortunately.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. I hate Quantum Leap was kind of whatever, but yeah, Control and Alan Wake 2 are I haven't really put the list together, but I think they both would be top 10 games for me. They're so fun.
I've heard Control also kind of leads into Alan Wake 2.
Yes, especially with its DLC. But yeah, no.
And also, it's just like a whole genre of games that I've never like
So
pursued or
there is
checked
one
out.
other game that is like very niche and I think kind of got a bad rap.
The show
It's
loves talking
called
about
Marvel's
games. I love this.
Midnight Suns.
What?
Yeah, very niche.
Yes, I know, a Marvel game. But it kind of, I don't think it did really well in sales. And it was like,
Crystal
in my
Dynamics
opinion,
made that one, right?
I actually don't remember. It's like a strategy. It was like the
I'm so bad at developers.
I think it was the company that made
and
XCOM.
knowing these names.
Like, was it Fire Axis? It made. Hold on, I should have been more prepped. But Midnight Suns is it's a strategic game. It's like XCOM,
Midnight Suns.
or like a Final Fantasy
Like
Tactics
such a
kind of thing,
mouthful for
where,
a game.
where it's like a grid.
It was Fire Access, okay.
Yeah. But the game has like half of the game that's very strange. So the first half of the game, you go out on missions, and essentially how it works is you combine
Gotta
3
keep everything in my
characters to
inventory
be
so
your
it doesn't boot
squad,
us out of our.
and each of them has a
our
deck
hot
of
tub
cards,
today.
and you combine the 3 decks.
We have improved
when you play
since
as that
last
team.
week, little by
I think
little.
there's like, I don't know, 16 heroes
We
to
did so
choose
much
from.
branding
so you pick
over the
3,
week,
it combines
and
their
he
decks
edited
together, and that's what
the
you're using, and it
audio
plays sort
from
of like a
last
card game.
week, and we've been
That
like
part of the
tweaking
game
little
is
things for our
fantastic.
streams to be a little
It's
bit better
like,
and our
if you like
recordings to be
strategy
better. So
games,
hopefully, this
like
episode
XCOM
1
likes or
with
anything like
Shohei
that,
is a little
it might
bit
be the
better to
best
listen
combat
to.
you
It doesn't
can
have an
play.
echo or
However,
weird noises.
it's a funny game because there's this whole other half of
I appreciate
the
you
game
guys hanging out.
where you come home
listening in while
from your
we,
mission, and
record
then it
this
becomes
live.
a dating sim.
Aw.
With all the
A
Marvel
dating
characters.
sim? What the
yeah,
fuck?
Yeah, on literally after my first mission, and I've replayed the game, so I know this doesn't actually happen every time, but the very first time I played this game, coming home from my first mission, immediately after, I was in the hot tub with Tony Stark, and we were just chatting it up. I was like, huh, this is a weird game. Hi,
Okay, wait.
Tony.
What were you playing as?
I was playing it, so you have your own unique character that's
Okay.
actually voiced by Matt Mercer. And he's called the Hunter because you're like this ancient demon hunting person that has been revived because there's a demon invasion in modern times in Manhattan. So that's kind of the premise. I will be honest, I did not pay much attention to that story at all, or the dating sim elements, but the combat was like so fun.
The hunter ends up in the hot tub with Tony Stark.
Yes, yeah, and you know you could hang with Spider-Man. You can hang with
that's
Scarlet
hilarious.
Witch was in there. Storm was in there. Yeah, there's a lot of characters. Oh, Captain Marvel, she was super cool. Yeah, it's a very strange game and it's hard to recommend, but like the one half of it where Fire Access really got to develop the game that they wanted to make is like so fun. It is fantastic.
I wonder why Marvel was like pushing for a dating sim of all
Right?
things, where you can date their superheroes. It
Yeah, it
seems-
was. Yeah.
Maybe they were
I
trying to
should
pursue something
mention-
different. I don't know.
I don't know. I should mention that there isn't actually romance, but it functions very much like a dating sim where, you know, you sit down, you talk with them, you have 3 options, and one of them the character will really like, you know, like it's that kind of gameplay. I
so it's
think
more like
if
a friendship
you're
sim, but like
yes, like Persona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think what it accomplished in that side of the gameplay was like actually giving heroes like a way for them to describe themselves, because normally
Yeah,
when you
totally
read
like
about
a voice.
superheroes, it's like a lot of exposition, especially in like the the Marvel universe, the movie universe. But in this game, you got to hear it right from them. You know, you got to hear like kind of how they view the world, what pressures they deal with, like things that they struggle with. Like it was all right. Yeah, it was cool. It was just so awkward being, you know, like in a hot tub with the world's most powerful people and be like, hey, so
What's
yeah,
up?
yeah, kind of like this podcast now, right?
Exactly. I'd just be like, so, Storm, the water here is getting a little tepid. You wanna boost this up a little bit? Can you give us some bubbles?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
actually, Ghost Rider was one of the characters, so he'd be perfect for that. You know,
Oh,
stick
yeah.
a fire underneath. Yeah.
Oh my God, somebody popped into my stream and like, where's the bubbles? Where's the jets? And I'm like, wait till we have a GTA stream. There's bubbles.
Oh yeah.
So true.
This isn't technically a hot tub, quote unquote, but it's the closest thing they have. But my hope is that the developers of Palia, Singularity 6, see these podcasts and understand the dire need for a hot tub that is a little bit bigger, has sitting functionality, and bubbles.
We need an outdoor hot tub. Let's fucking go.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Oh, man.
And also, like, actual swimming outfits, maybe?
Yeah. Yes, without wings.
Without wings, preferably.
Oh my God, I was trying to find something to put on last week, and I was like, oh, like they have like these like basically leotards in the shop, but they have wings on the back of them. I can like kind of sit in that, but I guess my wings would be like protruding out of the hot tub, which would have been terrible. But the shop was glitching anyways, so it was like, no, I get to sit here in a tank top and shorts.
It'll do. It'll
Yep.
do. I mean, when we do an eventual IRL hot tub podcast, we're gonna be in hoodies and jeans in the hot tub anyway. So.
Oh my God. Hopefully in our merch.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We will absolutely be in our merch. It'll be hilarious.
Oh. Are we officially on to our third topic now?
I think we are.
Wait, this is
So I
moving
will
along
handle-
pretty well today.
Yes, it is. So I will handle this one.
Go for it.
Ooh, okay. So we haven't like not gone in this direction.
Our tangents are always great on
Joe,
this. I love it.
How about you tell us a story about gaming that hits us right in the nostalgias? So we're thinking like GoldenEye with the bros at a sleepover in '96, or like playing at an arcade back in the day, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. So, I have like a longer story, but I'll do the shorter one first, which is just sort of like this. What does the name when I say this word? What comes to mind? Mad Cats.
I think crappy controllers and so many licensed properties.
Yes. Yeah, so for me, like whenever I see like a crappy Mad Cats or third-party controller, I think Mad Cats actually makes good
Oh my God,
products
that's
now, which is so
hilarious.
funny.
Now
But,
they do.
I was like, wait,
Yeah.
did they make
They
good
got bought
products
out by
before?
somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna actually start."
Like,
making
I feel like I would
quality
need to
stuff."
see the like logo
did.
for Mad Cats
Yeah.
for that to like spark
It's-
something on
I
me. I'm
just have
such a
like,
visual
fond
human being.
memories of having to go to like other people's houses to play Halo or whatever, and there'd always be like one or two shitty Mad Cats controllers, and if it wasn't your house, you're definitely using one of those, you know? Like I just
Oh
that
my God, I
whole
forgot about
vibe of
that.
like everyone having a different setup is very nostalgic to me.
Oh my
Those
God, I
really
totally
were the
forgot
days.
about that. Like, you always had these like good controllers that you use for yourself, and then if you had extra people over, it was like, oh, here you go.
There's an old
Yep.
College Humor video about that. I think it was College Humor where
Oh my God.
it
I
was
never
like
thought
a
about that
controller
at
your
all.
friend's house.
Hi, Fo.
And
Welcome
it was
in,
like,
dude.
one of them
Thank
had
you
the
for the
regular
lurk, and I
N64
appreciate you
controller,
vibing with me.
and then another one had a
Oh,
regular
all is
N64
well.
controller, and then the
This
third
is
guy had
our
this, like, massive
episode
thing
one
with
with
a
our first
10-foot-long
guest for our
analog
podcast
stick
that
that
we're
had
streaming
18
live.
buttons connected to it. It's like,
And we're gonna edit this, and it will be
Oh,
posted
that's
as
awesome.
a podcast,
Yeah, that's
like an
exactly
audio
like that whole
on a
thought
bunch
is
of
very
different sites
nostalgic
like
to me.
Spotify and
Renting games
iHeartRadio
too,
and
like
Pandora.
is super nostalgic. I used to rent a game every single weekend.
So yeah,
like, it
welcome
was
in.
part
I
of the
appreciate you
routine,
coming
like,
by.
Where, my mom would pick me up from school on Friday, and we'd
hope
go
you
to
are
this
having
plaza where
a
they had like a
lovely
few different dinner
Sunday.
options and a Rogers Video. I don't think that was a thing in the States, but any Canadians out there might know what that is. And yeah, I would always just rent something that looked interesting. And it was very cool because I never really knew what I was getting. It's not really something you can replicate now. You kind of have to actively decide what you're playing or what you're gonna buy. But at a rental place, I was just like, well, it's only for a couple days anyways. I'll just grab whatever looks interesting. And I played a lot of weird games that way.
Oh my god.
And like games that were cartridge based, like an N64, you put in and you have other people's save files. Like it was
Oh my
so weird. Like
God.
you're like, who played the game last? Like so cool.
I totally forgot about
forgot
renting
about-
games.
Yeah.
I didn't forget about renting games, but I forgot that save files would write to the cartridge. So when you rented them,
Yeah.
No, and
You
you'd
would
have to
have, like, a
physically
save
go
file that was-
delete that before you returned it.
No.
no, they didn't check for that. It wasn't like
No.
rewinding the video.
No, it wasn't like
tape.
rewinding. No, no.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very fun that you could just like load someone else's save or like see what they're up to, and yeah, it's cool.
I feel like that
But,
gave me so much anxiety thinking about, like, I only have X amount of time to play this game.
I can only imagine, like, if you rented the same game 2 weeks in a row, right? That, you know, then as a kid, you don't understand the concept of where the save file is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a gamble as to whether or not you'll get the same cartridge 2 weeks in a row. So imagine, like, you rent it again, and
Like,
you
to
get
go
a
back and try to
different
beat it.
cartridge, and your save file isn't on there.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Oh my
awful.
god, that'd
Yeah.
be so depressing.
Like, I have a 3-year-old niece,
Like
and she
childhood
doesn't
games
understand
or
these
childhood
kinds of
dreams
concepts
crushed
yet.
at
She would
finishing
just,
this like game
like,
and you
throw an
rent it again and you
absolute
can't fucking get back to where you were or your save isn't there. Oh my gosh.
For a
It'd be
bigger
wild.
nostalgia story, this is I don't know. It's the nostalgia stories are always weird because I don't really know if it's gonna resonate with people, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So I played WoW back in the day when it came out.
Wow,
and all that.
resonates.
And I was very young. I remember. So I played Alliance. I was something like a 32 warrior or
I
something like
started as
that. I wasn't
Alliance and
leveling
then played Horde.
efficiently. I didn't really know what I was doing or where I was going. But
That was a whole
I took a
damn
boat, a
experience.
mysterious boat that I'd never seen before, and I arrived in Theramore Harbor. And I was like, whoa, I'd never been here before.
Oh my god, I got
And
murdered.
there was a swamp outside of Theramore, and I went through the swamp, and it was this whole incredible adventure to me because I kept seeing like these mobs that were like skull level, and I was like, oh shit, where this is the bad
wonder he
place.
didn't
I
get
really
murdered
shouldn't be
right
here,
off
but
the
I kept
bat.
going.
Right off the
And
boat.
on the other side of the swamp, you get to the Barrens, which is Horde territory, which is the opposing faction. Now,
it pretty
whenever
far.
you enter a zone in WoW, it'll tell you the name of the zone, and it'll also tell you if it's like friendly territory, in which case the text will be green. It'll tell you if it's contested territory, which means like both factions sort of use it, and the text would be orange. In this case, the
It's
Barrens
red.
was hostile, and the text was red. It just said hostile territory, and little me was so terrified of this. I was like, oh my god, I should not be here. What do I do? So I
God.
went south. I was like running. I saw like a big town to the north. I was like, no, I can't go that way. So I went south, and there was like this dwarf camp where like it's like a
I don't know how he even made
knowing
it
now
that
it's like
far
a
without
quest
getting
hub for
murdered. That's
Horde, where,
impressive.
like they would pick up a quest to kill 8 dwarven miners and 7 dwarven riflemen or whatever. But I found this place filled with friendly dwarves that had green names, and I went inside their little fort and I hid there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a wonder you even made it that far without getting murdered. As I'm like listening to the story, I'm like, he's gonna get murdered off that boat.
No, it was. I really thought it was gonna happen, and like it took me. I don't know how long it was. It felt like a long time, but it was probably more like 10 or 15 minutes, and I finally realized, okay, wait, I have a Hearthstone. I have a way home, and I was like so relieved. And I remember it like stressed me out like all day. It was
Well,
this
Like you
very
get on that
powerful
strange
memory.
boat and have this experience and like you're kind of
Yeah.
like freaking out. Like I wouldn't remember that I could literally teleport home. Like you just
Yeah.
went on this giant epic journey. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And that
I've had
memory.
a lot of Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Yeah, I just that moment is so solid in my head because it just makes me remember of like the discovery of how big a world can be.
And
You know,
your
like-
innocence.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, being so scared of spooky people and NPCs. Yeah.
I've had a lot of moments like that in video games where, especially as a kid, I would be like, wait, I just discovered something did the people who made this even know this is in here? Like, has anybody else ever found this before, or did this just magically appear to
Oh
me?
my god.
Like in
That's so
Star
funny.
Wars TIE Fighter, when you end up joining, like, the Emperor's Secret Society. I remember getting that and being like, wait, is this supposed to be here? What is happening? Where am I? What's going on? I'm special now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
when games can have like that, those layers to peel back, and it really feels like you found something unique. You know, I
Yeah.
definitely get that.
Yeah, especially
Oh,
before we had so much access to so many like videos
Right.
and like guides that were on your computer. Because I remember like going and buying a game and like, oh, do you want to buy the guide to go along with it? And if you didn't buy the guide to go along with it, you didn't have any kind of roadmap to follow on your journey through a game or try to figure out anything. Like I didn't Google stuff way back in the day. I feel like WoW might have been the first one that like you could pay for a guide online, which was interesting and weird and very unique, where it was like these third party people that had created like a guide on how to follow the quest and what zones to go through and making sure that you killed stuff along the way and gathered things along the way for experience. But before that, like, yeah, you just kind of discover things little by little, and you know, your experience would be different than your friend's experience with the same game because of that.
discovery is such an immense part of video games. And
It is.
a lot of the time I feel like it it's an aspect that's overlooked,
Especially now.
especially now, yeah. Um, I mean, there's so many ways to get a game spoiled for you now, whether you're watching a stream or like a let's play on YouTube or a guide or whatever. There's hardly any way nowadays to run into those secrets or end up somewhere you feel like you're
Yeah,
not
unless you're
supposed to
completely
be, or
oblivious.
almost like you're progressing too fast. I feel like video games nowadays handhold a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, and even if you like Google one question, like if you're stuck on one thing, like it opens like this whole door to everything at that point. Like it's hard not to find more than just what you're looking for.
Yeah, and like everything else is laid out in the UI.
Yeah. Yep.
Like even here in Palia, say you want to romance one of the characters, you can see specifically how far you have to go to get that character interested in you, and level up to hit these specific quests and whatnot along the way. And it's like that just takes the mystery out of it.
I'm still mad at my Shep quest.
I think there are games nowadays that try to replicate that feeling though. The feeling that we had when we were younger, where like we would play a game at home and discover something, and then we would go to school and we would share it with everyone, right? And we would hear things about the game, and did you know you can get Mew if you check under the truck? That all that kind of stuff. And a game that came out this year that I think really took that phenomenon to a worldwide scale was Tears of the Kingdom, because everyone on like TikTok and everything was just sharing these cool new ways that you could use this device, or you can
Everybody had
combine
such a
these to do
different
this.
experience with that
And
game.
the
It's
game was so
amazing.
expansive in the number of interactions you could craft and the number of things that you could make, that like the community, it was like a whole community around discovery, and everyone was just tuned in to see what they could learn. It was so cool.
Emergent gameplay really is the new form of that mysterious discovery,
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah.
But like
It
talking about Tears of the Kingdom, like it was really cool to see different people from different parts of the world and how they built things. Like,
I hadn't even thought of that. That's so cool, though. Yeah.
because like you would see people like, I don't know, in Asian countries building these like crazy robots, and then in America we're like over here building these like wooden little like structures that are very caveman like, I don't know, versus
Utilitarian, all right?
right, versus what they were building. And like, I don't know, it was really cool. Like, I haven't played that game. I think that it's overwhelming to me because of how much you can do and how open world it is. But I watched a ton of videos on how people built things, and I thought it was really, really cool to see the difference where people were in the world versus what they built and how they built it with the tools they had. Because everybody has the same tools. I don't know.
I would that. Oh man, there's so many possibilities to kind of do a study on how different kinds of players approach those different puzzles in that game. Then, whether it's based on your region or your religion, your upbringing, your age, there's
Your
tons
sex.
of factors. Your sex, even like there's so many different ways. Because me, I would be like, okay, I'm not particularly good at putting physics
Hi. How
machines
are
together
you?
anyway, so just give me a board and a couple wheels and
How's
I'm
it
gonna find my way
going?
across this thing.
We
That's
are
gonna
vibing in a
hit.
hot tub in a
You know,
game,
I'm very much
recording
a
our
certain
podcast
shit's
live. I got this
kind
game
of
from Epic
guy,
for free, but I
and,
didn't know
you
this
know,
is what
while another
happens.
player might build a
So,
massive robot to,
this is something we
to get
created.
the puzzle done. Well, that
We
just
wanted like
seems
a kind of trolly hot take on hot tub
Yeah.
streaming.
excessive.
Yeah, there are a lot of
And
degrees
we are
in
turning
between
this
though.
into a
So like
podcast.
say
So welcome
with
to
your first
episode
example
1.
that you're gonna like get a plank and a few wheels to go across.
We did episode 0
What if
last
you give it for a
week,
test run and you find
and
it doesn't
we're just gonna
quite
be
work?
hanging
Do
out with
you
people in
add
hot
to what you
tubs,
made,
and
or
we
do
have
you
chosen
start fresh,
Palia
right?
the last 2
There's so many
weeks.
little decisions that
This
you have
is
to
one of
make,
the
and
like
if you
plots where
pursue
you can
the
build your
former path
home.
where you're just gonna like add to it and adjust
And
it,
my friend
that
Plaid Baron
process
here
can go
created
on
this
for
for
a
us.
while, and it becomes
So we got
this
a hot tub.
escalation
We're
of
just hanging
commitment,
out, talking
where
nerd
you
stuff.
don't want to give up on it, and you make this like
But this game is really like a
abomination.
cozy,
It's
chill
super-
gathering game. We're just doing something a little unique
It's
and
a
different.
really, really interesting game, and
But we're talking about nostalgia and
Just
discovery
absolutely
and
the way
different approaches
they
to games right now. We're on
really
like
managed to
our,
put together.
I think we're on our second or third topic.
I hate to say the
I think we're on our
best
second
physics
topic.
system
No, third topic.
in-
We got
in
4
any
topics
video
today
game.
and then a
It's-
bonus
it may or
topic
may
if we
not.
have time.
Jury's out on that one,
Yeah.
but it's certainly.
You should definitely play Palia though. It's a lot of fun.
only
Make sure you
time I've
level
seen a
up
physics system
your
like that that
reputation with
everybody
all the characters
embraces.
in the game, like the NPCs and stuff.
Maybe
That's
something like
my like little piece of
Half-Life
advice
as
for
well,
you.
Sort of had very physics.
Can you alter the terrain or just the
Yeah,
assets on
but
top?
mostly.
So you
block stacking.
can like
I
Yeah.
assume we're talking Half-Life 2 and Gravity.
farm
Yeah,
the
with, like,
trees and the
building
rocks and
boxes
stuff,
and
but
the
you
ramp that you
can't
have to use and
change
stuff like
the
that. Yeah, it's
grass
very
or
simple.
the sand.
Yeah, it didn't really like let you make your own vehicles.
And I don't think the trees grow back, but usually there's a
Or
house on this plot, and then you
along those
decorate
lines,
around
but-
it and in it, and then you buy more and more space, and you
It's-
get more and
yeah,
more
that's
of the
not really a
terrain
format
to
that's
build
touched
on,
a
which
whole
is super
lot.
cool.
In gaming.
Yeah. It's it
It
seems
should-
like it's a huge undertaking because not only do you have to give tools that are rewarding
is
to
the point
use
of
and
the
fun
game?
to use, where
So
there is
it's like a
lot to
cozy
be
like
discovered, but you have to make a
farming
world
gathering
that
game.
challenges
There's
that,
a main
like, will force you
storyline.
to build things
If
that you've
I'm
never
not
built
podcasting,
before
what
or
am I
approach
doing
things
here?
differently. And,
So
like,
you go through a main
both parts of
storyline,
that
which I have some
equation are
quests
so
on
fucking
the
different.
side of my screen,
It's
and then
interesting how it
you
was
can
a Zelda
farm,
game.
so you can garden, you gather things,
That
and you
adopted that
build,
kind of
and
system,
you
'cause
can
that's not what you
decorate.
think of when you think Zelda.
So if you've played like,
You know, when you think Zelda,
I would
you
say
think
like Fae
adventure,
Farm
travel,
or Animal Crossing
fighting,
or
time
Stardew
travel.
Valley,
Zelda
but
games do
also
always
add like a
innovate,
more
though. That
in-depth
is the
main
one thing in
story
common.
to
They
it.
They
That's
do.
what I would
They
compare it to.
absolutely do. Imagine like the, you know,
It's a
new
really
Wind
chill,
Waker
cozy
game
game.
now,
I think it's really great to
build your
unwind
own
to, and
boat.
I highly recommend playing
That'd be
it.
so cute.
and it's based on that physics system. Like something like that would be absolutely ridiculous. And then you're constantly upgrading your boat. You're making it bigger. You're making it faster.
Yep. So like there's gonna be those people that just stack like 20 sails on top of each other for max speed. You know, it's very unstable, but it'll get there.
Oh my god. Can I bring us back to like discovery in games for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
I didn't get to throw this in, but I don't know if you guys have seen, speaking of WoW, their new season of Discovery that's coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like they're trying to take us back to our childhood where like there's hopefully not going to be a lot of secrets revealed and information revealed before that launches and as people are discovering things. Like it sounds like they are really trying to create this like experience where like you can't Google the information about it. Like you can't find where all these like little secret things are. And I hope that that's really going to spark something in the industry. Where like we do have all these like open world things that we're talking about, and how we've gone from one side of the spectrum to the other, and it's almost like so blown out of proportion that it's too open world, and there's too much time that you need to spend in a game to discover everything or to achieve everything. Whereas maybe this is going to give us like these little, like, I don't know, blips of things that we can like do, because it sounds like you're only going to be able to go to like level 20 or something with the first part of the release, and then eventually they will release another part where you can level up further, but it's not going to let people like speedrun or go through it super fast and spoil a ton of things for people.
So for anybody listening who may not play World of Warcraft, what is the Season of Discovery? What are they doing with it?
So the Season of Discovery, they're launching with World of Warcraft Classic. So I watched a Twitch VOD because there isn't a ton of information on it, so forgive me if I screw some of this up. But they're gonna release like X amount of levels that you can go and play, and then there's gonna be certain parts of the map that maybe were underutilized that will now be like different points of discovering something new or some sort of secret, and there's new little like dungeons and gameplay in these areas. And like the level cap will stay for X amount of time, and then they will expand it and have more areas of discovery. And apparently if like you are behind and like you want to jump in with your friends, eventually there will be a way that like you can catch up in a way. So you're not having to kind of start that journey over and not being able to catch up with your friends. But as far as like all those little like secrets and all those little details, I don't know them because they're not out.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
I think that comes out in like 2 days, so
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about information like getting leaked early. It seems like everyone's going in not really knowing anything, which is it's going to be so exciting. I don't know if I'm actually going to have time to play that day, but even if I can just get on for like half an hour to see the starting zones, to see how busy they are, I always love seeing that shit.
No, and it's such a different energy when you start something like that with a ton of people you don't know, and like it's like this buzz. It's, I don't know, it's electric.
Yeah.
Do, do,
Yeah.
do, 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 do.
And now we're DMCA'd. That's fine.
Not with my voice. Shit. Oh man, that was a really good topic. Holy shit, I like that. We
I like that topic a lot. We're keeping that one.
We are. Last week, Danny did Chat GPT, and we had, what, did we have like 6 topics or something?
Something like that. I mean, it generated me something like 20, so I went through.
Yeah, we've been
just
talking about
picked
World of
out,
Warcraft
like,
because
the
they have a
ones
new
that
season of
we're actually
Discovery,
worth
and
talking about. And
Gotcha.
this week I
Show has
came
been
up with these on
playing
my own,
Classic,
kind of-
and we were talking about some
kinda based on
nostalgia with
that,
like
but
the
also
original
more
World
based
of
on
Warcraft today.
what we had discussed, where we want to take the podcast
Mhm.
in terms of this being a more
No,
lighthearted
and like the season of
conversation,
Discovery, like I
but
think it's gonna bring back a
also little more
ton of players that
philosophical,
used to
a little
play.
more about
Um,
the positive
I don't
impact
think
games have had
either
on
one
us, and not
does.
just
I can
these
ask them though.
random questions that an AI made for us.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good guide for last week. Also, I have a question from my chat. Ox Capella is asking if you guys play CS.
No, I haven't played in a long time. I dipped into Valorant a little, which is like Riot's
I don't
Counter-Strike
play
clone.
CS. I'm
The
curious because I
gameplay style
low-key
never
need
really
motherfuckers.
me, though. It's
to
it's
run on
so
that.
you have to be really patient and
Not the
strategic and
Valorant.
all that stuff. And I'm just generally not really a
Oh.
shooter person.
High Five
Very cool games. I
LOL
like watching
plays
them from
CS,
time
and
to
he's
time,
actually
like
in a
the-
CS tournament today.
I don't play Counter-Strike, but I do play Team Fortress 2 because I am much more impatient and silly.
So go check out.
That's really the game for that type.
He plays. They were asking because they low-key need more people to run on that. Oh man.
Something I want to say
Oh.
about Counter-Strike. I
Also,
think
guys,
it's so funny that
Plaid Baron
they did this
is
whole
my
rebrand to
counterpart in
Counter-Strike 2,
this.
right?
So I
But
totally forgot to add
they
this shout out and pin
replaced
it.
the
So
Steam page.
make sure
So
you go give him a
Counter-Strike 2,
follow
this,
and
you
give
know,
him
was
some
the
love
rebranding.
too.
launch
He is
had like
funny and
7 million
awesome,
positive
and
reviews
we're trying to
because
turn
it
this
just
into a thing,
inherited all the
but we also
reviews
need to
from
get him to
Counter-Strike 1.
affiliate, so
Right.
I
All they
appreciate the
did
love on his
was
side.
They took the CS:GO Steam page, uploaded the brand
And
new
you're welcome,
package for
Ox
CS2,
Capalot.
rewrote all the
Tell
copy,
High Five I
hit
sent you if you go
publish.
over there.
I mean, I work in Steamworks all the time. I know exactly what they
I don't know what
did.
time
They
his
just
tournament
uploaded
starts,
the
but he
new
was in here
game
earlier.
as files. Put probably like put all the CS:GO files onto a beta branch or deleted
What's your
them
guys' take on
entirely.
Kick's
Change the copy in the description.
community and what
change the
streamer
system
communities are
requirements, and
best
hit
if you know
publish.
any?
I mean, it's their platform. They
Oh,
can do
hi
what they
Nader
want, but I do think it's
Nation.
funny.
I'm
for
doing
sure.
good.
It
We're
is
excited. We're doing our
hilarious.
this is episode 1 of our podcast, Gamers in
Capalot,
Hot Tubs,
welcome
Talking Nerd
aboard.
Life. So
Thank you for the
welcome
follow.
in. We are recording this live, and then we will eventually edit this
Yeah,
down
it was sort
and
of
post it
a
as a podcast.
iffy thing to do, especially considering that it has very
so-
different system requirements.
And we're trying to be kind of
CS:GO
trolly and
did.
be in hot
CS:GO
tubs
could
and be
run
kind
on
of
a potato.
silly. But we
Source
want to
2
spread some
games
positivity in the
cannot.
community because I've heard that there's a
So
lot of
it's a
drama going on, but
little-
I'm
it's a
quite
little iffy,
oblivious
so it's
to
a
it.
good thing. It's still a good game. I would say.
Welcome back, Mama
Yeah, exactly.
Sam. Ox Capalot. I definitely love the Kick community.
Thank you so much, Capalot. It means a lot.
Twitch.
We're really enjoying this format too.
Oh my god, I totally failed at penning your your Kick today. That was my first little advertisement about you.
Oh.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's fine. I don't really need the viewers on this. I
Thank
mean,
you, Nader.
as long
I'm
as
glad
you
to
have
hear
them
it.
And we get the listens.
We've been
later
getting
on.
a lot of really good feedback
Then
about this, so
it's
I
fine.
appreciate that a lot.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Well, and I want you to grow too, so we need that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nice to get positive feedback, which Nader Nation said he loves to hear it. I was explaining what we were doing with our podcast and spreading some positivity and kind of being a little trolly with our hot tub idea.
I'm yet to set this back to the hot tub category.
I feel like when we get a little bit more popular, it'll be really entertaining.
Yeah. I started on the Palia category today, and then that wasn't bringing anybody in.
That's
so
what
I
we're
switched over to
doing right
podcasts.
now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, what are you doing right now, Nader
see how we
Nation?
do.
Sorry if I missed that.
Am I
and
on
Ox
Twitch
Capalot,
too? No,
we-
these are just on Kick for me.
we love the Kick community.
But you can go follow show
and
on
I've had
Twitch.
such a really great experience on Kick.
that's
Twitch was not it for me.
twitch.tv/Shohei.
I
No dash.
just didn't grow on there, and I didn't meet a lot of cool people. I've met a ton of friends on Kick, and I've had a blast growing on here. And I don't know. I highly recommend Kick. I'm gonna
So I
say pick
guess
Kick all
we
day
can
long,
move on
Ox
to the
Capalot.
next category.
What it's all about: love, positivity, and mental health. It totally is, Nader
Rose,
Nation,
good to
and I
move on?
definitely want to spread that. Yes, I can definitely do that. Sorry, I was answering. Ox Capalot was asking what our take was on the Kick community, what streaming communities are best, if we know any. And I was just explaining my experience on Kick and the positive
Kick?
impact I have had from it. I don't know.
Kick for me has been really positive. I've had only one jerk come into my chat so far, and that was on my first hot tub stream.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I'm surprised we haven't had any with this.
Well, because we haven't labeled it as hot tub.
That's true. That is true. I haven't
We've
had
been,
any
we've been
trolls.
playing it a little bit safe.
You guys get a lot of scammers on Kick? Because on Twitch, pretty much every time I stream, I get about 3 or 4 people being like, "Hi, I am an artist. Add me on Discord." I'm like, "Yeah."
Before
I pull rank on those types because I have been a Photoshop junkie since 2001.
Okay.
Barely a day has gone by where I haven't opened some version of Photoshop, be it Photoshop 8, CS, CS2, CS3, CS4, or
thanks, man. I'm Nader, the
CS6.
Protator.
In
Oh my
that
god, I
amount of
love
time.
that, Nader.
Yeah.
That's
So,
hilarious and
I'm like,
awesome.
yeah,
I'm looking
I
for
don't
more
need
communities to tap
Streamlabs
into, not
to
just
do my graphic design.
support
for
who
me.
supports me.
Yeah.
That's not very fun or
I do it
engaging,
from
really.
scratch.
No, dude, it's not.
So,
Yeah.
I met a lot of people through Respawn Recruits. Respawn is
I
a
hate
really,
pulling
really
rank,
great
but-
company and community as well.
Yeah,
If
lately-
you haven't come
this is
across
definitely
Respawn, they
a
make
side
chairs.
conversation, but
And they try to bring
lately,
creators
it
together
just feels like
and
so many
inspire
people are
creators
more
to
scammy
connect
than usual.
and
I don't just mean
like
the
put themselves out there
scammy
more, and I don't know.
graphic
I highly
designer
recommend
types.
Respawn.
Like
I would
had a
give them a follow on
conversation
Twitter and see what they're
yesterday.
about.
So I have a friend
We are
who
highlighting
was
men's
like,
mental health
"Hey,
this month, as
I
it
work for
is
this
Men's
company
Mental
that's
Health
trying
Awareness
to,
Month, PTSD,
you know,
and
do
I did
some
not
stuff
know it
for
was this
creatives
month,
and fun
Nader.
creative
Thank you for
projects,
sharing
and I told
that.
them about your game
They
and
are a
that you
company,
need some
and then
money
within
for
that company, you
marketing.
will find a
They want to get in
lot
touch with
of
you. I
great
said, okay,
streamers
cool.
that are
So
partners with
I have a
them,
conversation
and then
with this
also a lot
guy
of great
yesterday
streamers that are just involved in
for
that
like an
community. I
hour,
highly
and
recommend.
he keeps beating around the bush
It's
about
my main
what
focus
they
because I suffer
actually
from
do.
them, so
You
I
know,
spread the
he's
love and let
talking
people know
about
they're not
like
alone.
uh
Oh, Nader, I appreciate
he's
you
talking
doing
about how it's a
that. I
place
feel
for
like people
artists to
don't
sell
talk
their
about that a
works. I'm like,
ton.
so it's a marketplace,
Scoopy,
and
what?
he's like, well,
What's
I don't
happening,
really
Scoopy?
want it to be so much
Tell
of a
me all the
marketplace.
things.
It's more a place for artists to meet and support each
Hi.
other. And I'm like, so it's a
Hi,
social
Scoopy.
media? And he's like, well, I don't really think
But
of
a
it so much
W
as a
still
social
Nader.
media. And he just kept dancing around what they actually do. Their website explains nothing. And the whole time, I'd get this, this red flag flying in my mind going,
Ooh, oh, that's right. She said
pyramid
that
scheme,
she was
pyramid
back with
scheme.
soup. What kind of soup did you make?
Just, I swear, half the conversations I've been having in the
Oh my
last
god, you're
few
not
months
dumb.
are
You can
just
spread that any time of the
people
year,
who either
Nader.
have no
Don't
idea
feel
what they're
dumb.
doing or have an exact
Mental health
idea
should
of what they're
be a
doing, but they're
positive
too
thing all the
embarrassed to say
time
it
and
out
something
loud.
that people talk about, and especially
Yep.
men's mental health. So spread it all the
I don't
time.
know, rant,
All year
side
long.
rant, but it's really really frustrating me. And I get this in games, I get this in art. Luckily,
Well, mental
so
health
on
should be
Kick
talked about all the time,
itself,
anyways.
I
It
haven't
totally
had
should. Men's mental
too
health
many
gets
of those people.
little attention during June, anyways. So, yep, spread it all the
Definitely have
time,
them on
Nader.
Twitter.
It should always be
X,
like
whatever
shared,
you want to call
like
it.
I said, and
Right.
talked about. I think.
But for me, that hasn't become the biggest issue yet.
Yeah, I haven't
But I'm sure it
had.
will.
I say before Kick really cracked down on like the follow bots that have happened. I really like had very little experience with that. Like maybe I could count like 3 or 4 on one hand that I had people coming in about graphic design, and then I think I had 3 followers that were bots, and that was
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, that's pretty good. Yeah.
So, and I also haven't had any trolls, which I'm super, super proud of. I don't know how that hasn't happened, but I'm very proud of my like positive vibe, and I know that I have enough people in my stream usually that will defend me and my vibe. So I'm not really worried about trolls or bots or graphic designers. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had more.
It seems like a bigger concern over trolls is spiders, from what I remember of your Fallen Order playthrough.
Oh my god. That was terrible. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Oh. It's a wonder I didn't like jump out of my fucking chair.
Yeah,
Oh my
although
God.
that could have
Spider
been like a
levels.
good highlight to stick on YouTube.
That would have been my reaction. I was trying to like contain myself, which I think you can clearly see in my clip, but oh my
Yeah.
god. For those that are listening, I was playing Fallen Order and like I ran through a room and I got up on like a ledge to do something. Nothing happened. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna check the room again. I jumped down to check the room again, and a fucking spider comes out. Not just like a little spider, a giant fucking spider. And I hate spiders. I was not prepared. Not prepared.
You had a lightsaber.
I did, and I had a robot. But like, how did I not trigger it when I first walked into the room? Like, what the fuck? I don't know if it's supposed to be done like that, but I feel like I fucked up and didn't trigger it when I should have, and then it triggered later, and it was an extra surprise.
It was very funny.
Gotta love spider levels. I remember, so Unreal 2 had a pretty good spider level. So you go into this base, from what I remember.
We have to
go
reel
into
them
this
back in so we
base,
can get on our
and
last
there's
topic
just all
here.
these little baby spiders
Um,
running around.
Facts, that's why I'm doing
And I
it,
think
but
some
like, we all
medium-sized
matter,
spiders come
totally.
up a little bit
We
later,
totally do,
and you're just
Nader.
like, oh,
Exactly, all
there's
of
gonna
us,
be a queen
facts.
spider
I
boss,
had
but
some
there's
people with
always
nasty
gonna be a
names
queen
come
spider
in
boss.
hoping
Yep,
I said
there
their
was a queen
names,
spider
but
boss,
I'm
and
too
he
quick
was
for that.
enormous.
I would say their names.
Oh.
I'm black partially, so
Gross.
I let the trolls succeed for the content if their name was hard or... Oh my god, There's something that comes in here that's Titty number
Only
one,
spider I don't
and they
mind
are
is,
amazing.
is
And
the
I laugh so
first
hard
one.
whenever I'm like, "Oh, hi, Titty. How's it going?"
That
I always say
spider
their
has
names
some,
unless it's like
some cleavage.
really, really bad.
So the spider.
Coming over from the legend himself.
I
Aw,
thought I was gonna mind
Kaz.
the spider.
Welcome in. Thank you for coming over. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it.
Then
Yeah, it's like Titty in 01.
because the boss was actually really easy to defeat.
We're doing a
and then becomes
podcast. This
very
is
cute.
our episode 1. We
Oh.
did episode
Because
0
it's,
last
like,
week.
possessed by
And it's gamers and hot tubs talking nerd
essentially.
life, and we're trying to
And then
spread some
and
like
then it gets, like, their
positivity,
doe eyes.
some fun
Aw.
gamer knowledge,
And,
like
like,
talk
all
about
the
mental
other
health
spiders
as well
become
and the
your
effect
friends at that
games
point.
and
Aw,
communities
sweet.
have on it. So welcome in. Thank you for
"Oh,
coming
you
over.
guys are actually really cute.
That's my brother from
Okay.
another mother.
You
Oh,
let me,
nice. Welcome
get the heck
in.
outta
Thank you
here
so
as
much for
quickly as
coming
possible
over.
because your
How are
webs
you
aren't
doing
any cuter.
today?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
All right. I'm sorry that we went all off on like a crazy tangent here. But I love
That's
this.
what this is for.
This is I'm gonna reel us back in, and we are on to our last topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so our last topic is how have games left an impact on you, which I feel like we've discussed a lot. Or how do they influence what you do today, which I don't feel like we've discussed a ton.
Yeah. Yeah, so in terms of like, I know that you guys want to have a theme of like mental health as well.
We do.
So I think there's like 4 aspects to the mental health part for me.
I also do a podcast for mental
So
health
the first
and
part is
suicide
like
prevention.
you know,
What is
I have
your
chronic pain all the
podcast
time,
name,
so
Kaz?
distraction is definitely a big part of gaming, and it's like brain chemistry. It's I sort of view it the same as fulfillment.
I would love to check it out.
Where it's just serotonin and dopamine. And I don't mean to be reductive. I do have other points that I'm bringing up, but this is a big part of gaming. It's something that allows our brains to feel like they're being utilized. It allows them to grow. And while a lot of people may pass it up like playing slots at a casino or something where it's just mindless brain chemistry, we know that's not really the case, and it does a good job to kind of keep us distracted
That
and we
emote is really
accomplish things,
cute.
and it's just good for our brains. It's
That is a
healthy.
new one I have not seen. Oxcap.
Another aspect of gaming that's really affected my mental health is the connection to others, whether it be direct, like obviously I met Kaylee through Final Fantasy, a very social game where you meet a lot of people. A lot of games you might just be like, say a game like Left 4 Dead, where you could just queue up with 3 other random people and you suddenly have
It needs
this
a laser beam on its
unspoken
head.
connection to 3 other random human
He
beings
does.
as you
That'd be really
accomplish
funny.
something together. I think that's absolutely huge for the brain to understand that we're not alone and that we can do things together to achieve our goals. Games that I felt did this really well. Not every conversation in gaming needs to be about Dark Souls, but Dark Souls is a fantastic example. Not only because you can, if you get stuck on a boss, on a difficult boss, you can summon
It's on
another
all
player.
major platforms.
But throughout the
Nice.
entire
I'm gonna write
world
that
of
down.
Dark Souls, there are messages on the ground left by other people, and you can leave messages for other people as well. And it's these. Sometimes the messages will
I'm gonna
be
check that
kinda
out
trolly.
after
There'll be a
this
cliff,
today.
and they'll say try jumping.
We
not very helpful.
We have ours
advice.
on all major
but
platforms
sometimes, you know,
too. Just
you'll
episode
get a
0 right
message saying,
now, and
like,
then hopefully later this
you
week
know,
we'll have this
beware of ambush
episode
on your
all
left, or you know, boss up ahead, or stuff like that.
ready to go.
It just makes
I
you
think
be
last week we
thankful
got
for other
episode
people,
0 out
even when
on
you're
Friday.
in this
I hope we can
isolated
get this
dark
one out a little
fantasy
sooner.
world like Dark Souls. You can be
But we're
really
just,
thankful for other people.
We built all this out over the
De-
last
like
week.
Death Stranding, another one of my
So we
favorite games, did that
branded,
really well
and
too, where
Danny
you can
Flatbear,
leave
and he edited
items for
the
other
episode
people,
for
and
us,
other people's
and
items
I
appear
got it
in
on
your
all
world.
the
You
major
can build
platforms, but it was a
structures that
lot
appear in
to
other
figure
people's
out.
world and helps them out.
But though my stream, we do it every
Um,
other Thursday live.
You know, for me,
Similar to what you're doing.
I
Oh,
generally
nice.
like to
Oh my
play
god,
games
I'm
alone.
definitely
I
gonna check that
prefer,
out.
like single-player story games generally. While
I would
do
love
play
to be able
MMOs and other stuff
to
too, but,
listen to it live and see how
I
you
think
do
it's
it
really
as
good to
well. That's super
reinforce,
cool.
like, connection with other people.
Thank you for
that
sharing
like,
that,
the goals
Praz.
that you
I
want to
appreciate that,
achieve are
especially 'cause
shared
it's
by
mental
other
health.
people, and you can help each other out. I think that provides a lot of like relief to the brain, knowing that you know it's not alone. So those are the first 2. Third thing about mental health for games for me is like
They're called
actually
Hot Tub
the ability
Gamers.
for games
So that's our
to shift your perspective about something,
tag.
to actually change your
So
mind
if you go
about
to our
something.
beacon,
Not necessarily like like a
Our
political
beacons is
issue or
there,
anything like that, but
and
just
our Spotify link is there. We
maybe
haven't added all of
problems
our
that you're having in
other
your life that
major
actually change your
platforms
mind
yet,
on
but
maybe those things like aren't so
our
bad,
podcast
or
is called
a new way
Gamers
to
and
deal
Hot
with it, or a
Tubs
new way to
Talking
think
Nerd
about it.
Life. We
Like
wanted it to be a
actual like
mouthful.
long-term benefit. Um,
Welcome back, Ox Capella.
like Disco Elysium is my
Sorry,
absolute
you
favorite game
crashed. Thank you for that follow as
because
well.
it
You're
does this
amazing.
so
Oh,
well. And
pros, thank you.
Disco
I
Elysium, for those who
appreciate
don't
that.
know, is a detective narrative game where your mind has essentially been divided into 24 different voices.
Oh, what the fuck?
Everything between like empathy is one of them, hand-eye coordination is one of them, physical endurance is one of them. There are so many different parts
Cool, I
to
bookmarked
a
it.
human
Oh,
being.
thank you, Nader
And Disco
Nation. I
Elysium really
appreciate that so
shows
much.
how our brain is interpreting
We're trying
all
to
these
spread the
different
word
signals,
and get
we have to
listens
we have
and
to
see what we can
choose,
turn this
we have to
into.
make
But
decisions
like I
based
said,
on
we
the
just want to spread
information
positivity as much as we
provided
can.
by our bodies. And I find that as someone like who regularly deals with anxiety, this is everything. Like understanding that you are getting anxious because of the signals being sent to you by your body and by your brain, different parts of your brain, gives you a lot more control over your life. You may not be able to
Show
completely
over here speaking
change
truth.
your anxiety, but you can understand like where it's coming from, and understand that it's just a part of you. It's not the world that's necessarily scary. It's just you being afraid of the world.
Afraid of things.
So that has like, I think that's for me. That's probably the
That guy
biggest
knows his
thing
shit.
that games have done for my
Yeah,
mental
show's
health.
been through a lot.
But
Not
there
that we
is
all haven't,
one more thing,
but he's
which
definitely
is just
been through a ton
I
of things.
touched on it briefly at the very start of the show.
He's really
Uh,
great to talk to about
games is
mental
art,
health
just
and things
actual
that he's
raw
used to
beauty
help
when you're just
himself deal
struck
with
by
pain
something.
and anxiety and things.
A game we were talking about during the break, Ori in the, I think you were talking about the second one. There are so many frames in that game, combined with the music and the aesthetic, where you're just floored. You can't help but just like put the controller down and just be like, wow.
Every moment of that game is a pain.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful
um,
game.
Yeah, and I find it really hard to put that into words of what that can do for a person. I think people really struggle with that, even just like talking about paintings or something. Like, what effect does it really have on you? And I'm not gonna be the expert here and tells us it does this, and this, but it improves our lives. It improves our mental health, and I think inspires us. You know, and I think all of those things just can combine to make gaming such a positive experience for all sorts of people.
No, it really does.
Well
Dude,
said from beginning to end.
seriously, well said. And like my chat's like, you know your shit. And like I'm sitting here like you're such a great person to talk to about mental health and like things that you use and you experience to help you with your mental health, and what you've gone through. And it's really cool to listen to these things because it's all very, very true. And like you do kind of got to understand why your body responds a certain way in order to help it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then also like we're so lucky to live in an age where like I can literally sit down on my computer and like I'm having a really bad day. I don't really want to go live, but I can sit here and get into a game and press my go live button. And I have a community that comes and hangs out with me, and like all of a sudden my like mental health is so much better, and like I have like this like instant ability to change my mental health, and I know what that can help, you know. And it's kind of wild that we have this instant experience that can help us that isn't a drug.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's one more specific anecdote I wanted to share. It's not exactly an old game, but I will be spoiling the end of Near Automata if you mean to play it.
Don't
and
listen if
have
you don't
not
want to
finished
hear
it or whatever.
spoilers.
So the ending of
Be
Near
warned.
Automata, what I mean by ending is like the true ending. So you have to play the game for like 25, 30, maybe 50 hours to get to this point. And
25,
it
30,
hasn't been
or
easy.
50.
There's been a lot of specific things that you have to do. Throughout the game, there are these 2D sections where you sort of play as like a top-down spaceship shooter, like the old times.
I think I got
that
that
you can play in
owl
like
and Palia
arcades and
just scared
stuff.
me. Holy shit.
And it puts you
I
into
don't think
one
I
of these
heard that
sections.
the
at
last
the end
time
of the
this
game.
went through a night phase.
Now, at first, the section is pretty easy. You're playing the same kind of game you've always been playing through in your Automata, and the credits start rolling. and the credits are the enemies that you have to shoot. You have to keep shooting the names, and they blow up, and you get to keep going through the credit scenes.
That's really cool.
And at this point, anyone doing this is going to be so excited because they've gone through all these other endings. They've seen other ways that this can go down, but they know that this is the real one. And the music, the incredible Automata soundtrack just keeps ramping up. This song called "Weight of the World," which is about how people
God, the
can't
name of that
bear
song
the
just
weight
gave
of
me
the world on their
goosebumps.
own. Beautiful fucking song. Anyways,
That
the
just
level,
gave me goosebumps, and I have never even heard that song. But listening to you describe all this and then say that name, it just like was goosebumps. That was weird.
yeah. So the level keeps getting hard. It gets really hard, and you start dying because the level's hard, and it lets you respawn like a few seconds before you die. But eventually, I was dying like within seconds. Like I would die, then like 5 seconds later, I would die again. It would send me back, and I was like losing hope. I was like, my anxiety was building up. I'm like, am I like not gonna be able to beat this? Like, am I not good enough to beat the end of this game? Like, and the music is still ramping up, and I was like feeling like the weight of the world. Fuck, I want to beat this game. What is happening? And then I should say, every time you die, you also have to like answer a prompt correctly. Like a little dialogue box appears on the screen, being like, "Is life meaningless?" And you have to answer correctly. You have to say no. And you know, our game's worth playing. You have to say yes. And like it keeps giving you these questions every time you die. And I was like so emotional in that phase. I was so disappointed like in myself that I wasn't going to be able to beat this. I was so like moved by the music. And then the most amazing thing happens. Your little starship gets joined by 2 others, and they have like random other player names attached to them, and then 2 more come, and then 2 more come. And the level, like more and more of these people that you find out later, these are all people that have completed the game.
That's really
and
fucking
actually,
cool.
they deleted their save in order to help other people.
That's
what it makes you do. Anyways, the level becomes so much easier with the addition of every 2 people, and it becomes trivial, and the music is fucking blasting, and you're just like, what was this thing that you really wanted and seemed unobtainable before, with the help of other people, with so many other people, becomes so easy, and it's just right in front of you. And you know, we're taught from a very young age that teamwork makes the dream work, right? But I feel like in our especially during COVID, like in our isolationist sort of state, society in general can be very isolated physically at times. It's hard to remember that lesson, and that game,
it sounds like you're gonna troll everybody at Oxcap
really brought it home that you cannot do this life alone. You can never do it alone. And if you're ever alone in anything, if you ever feel alone with your mental health, find someone to talk to, because it's going to make the difference, and you should not have to bear the weight of the world on your own.
Nope, you never should. Dude, that brought me to tears.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Like, but it's just like, we all go through things, and like, you know that you have these people to lean on, or you know that you can talk to, but you don't always go to them, or like you don't always have those experiences in games where like you're struggling trying to beat something, and then these people come and help you and support you, you know, and like that's such a brilliant way to have that experience. God, I've been posting this a bunch recently, but I think that it's true. People talking about vibes and like lifting one another and bringing everybody with you and things like that, like all high tides raise all ships, and like I don't know, why not like help each other out and help each other grow and be better and feel better. And yeah, no, it's so important to like reach out. That is such a beautiful end to a game.
Yes, yeah, that messed me up for a while, and that was like before they had the crossover for Final Fantasy where they brought that into. But yeah, like Nier Automata is a game you look at on the surface and you play for the first 10 hours and you're like, oh, this woman with huge thighs is cool looking, and she's shooting stuff. Yeah, but the game eventually becomes something much different. It was beautiful.
That's really beautiful. Like, and I don't know, like growing up, like games weren't so mainstream, and like you were, I don't know, it was almost a sin to play video games, or like you were gonna be dumb if you grew up playing video games. And like I feel like video games give you a lot of experiences that like help shape you into like these really great humans, and like that right there, like that is a life lesson.
Yep.
A huge one.
It really was. Yep.
Oh man. That was such a great way to wrap all this shit up too.
It really was. Wow. I mean, shoot, we've gotten through everything. And I don't think it's even worth really talking about the Game Awards so much
No.
after that.
Like I would
Yeah,
love
that's
to
fine.
like wrap up on that because I think that that's such a beautiful thing to like share and talk about and like be on that level with you show. I really really appreciate you sharing like your mental health experience and like this experience with these games and things like that. Like I think that it's very powerful. And some I think some people need to hear that, honestly.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing so that we can spread that.
Yeah, no, happy to help. I'm glad it was useful, or like glad it was like you found it as interesting content. Sure.
So, show if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can follow me on my Twitch channel. I don't stream as often as I should. It's kind of a blue
Stream a
moon
lot.
scenario. I should stream more. Yeah, you can find me over at Twitch, twitch.tv/Shohei, no dash. Yeah, maybe I'll start streaming more in the near future. Who knows?
You totally should. And if you decide to pursue your podcast, please let us know because I would love to help promote that as well.
Yeah, for sure, we'll do. Yeah, we can do some cross promotion. We can always use a dip in the hot tub from time to time.
Anytime, and anytime you are feeling cold, just let us know.
Absolutely.
Without
Thanks
our
for having me on,
bubbles.
guys. It was really fun. I'm glad we had this chat.
Yeah,
Me
thank
too. This
you.
is fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. I know that this was last minute. I wish that it was a little bit more formal, but we're figuring things out. I appreciate you being flexible with us, and I appreciate you being here with us.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us from this end. So make sure you follow both Bad Wolf Rose and myself. So that's kick.com/badwolfrose or kick.com/Plaid Baron. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter. Twitter X, twitter.com/hottubgamers, and everything related to the show you can find at beacons.com. No, everything related to the show you can find at beacons.ai/hottubgamers. So, yeah, I think we sign off here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is Bad with Rose or Kaylee signing off. Thank you guys for listening.
All right, cool. Thank you
Nice.
so much, everybody. See you soon.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stop my recording here.
Yeah, I just did as well. Should I
Yay.
just post it in the group channel we have here?
So
The one
it
you just made?
might be too big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it might end up pretty big. So if you want to just share it with Kaylee on Google Drive, then
Yeah, sure.
she can share it with me, and I will get everything edited together, ideally by Friday.
yeah,
This one I think is going to be easier to edit than
it should
the first
be.
one, though.
I feel like we have a little bit of experience. But yeah, I will send you like a Google Drive folder to pop it in that I'm gonna create like here in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So-
It does seem to be posting to Discord, but I can also just put it on Google Drive.
Oh
if you
shit.
want.
I wonder if
wow.
it does anything
It's
weird.
'cause- Yeah,
Let's-
it might. I don't know.
It's worth trying. We can try it there, but I'll make
Yeah.
a folder just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. I'm starving, but
Cool.
yeah, have
Yeah,
a great day,
same.
guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Enjoy your lunch. Have a good one, show.
Totally.
Yeah, take
All
care.
right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, man. That was such a great episode, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I truly appreciate it. We're trying to do this every Sunday. So if you like what we're doing and you like that we're trying to spread some positivity and so talk about mental health and make it more of a topic that people can share and experience together and have people to lean on. Please make sure that you tune in every Sunday and yeah, look for our post about our podcast going live. I appreciate you guys. Have a lovely Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see who we can go find to go host out to. Do these get posted on YouTube? Yes. So I just got us the ability to post on YouTube. Smoky Fever, welcome in, dude. I was just wrapping up. How are you doing today? And Partysaurus Rex, hi! You were catching the tail end of this. We just recorded live our episode 1 of podcast Hot Tub. Wow, I can't talk. Gamers in Hot Tubs, talking nerd life. And so yeah, if you want to find more of our stuff, everything is here right now. And I will be adding our other links today to our beacons. But this is our beacons page. If you do want to give our episode 0 listen, it is live. But yeah, I'm going to host out. So let's go see who is live today. I don't think anybody. Okay, nobody on my Discord is live. Let's see. Vibes. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming, hanging out, listening. It really means a ton. Okay, those were all last night. Okay, so we are on our own finding friends. Partysaurus Rex, what are you up to today? I always like to host out to somebody who is not verified, so please give me just a second. Ooh. Do. Oh my god. Why don't we go over to do. Alright, so we're gonna head over to Scott. Scott came by and said hi, just changing laundry, all the adulting. That's what I gotta get off here and start adulting and hanging out with hubby, which I'm actually excited about. I want to spend some time with him. But we're gonna head over to Scat. I met Scat whenever I was playing Palia. They are a really sweet human being. They got 2 viewers right now, so let's head over, go share some love with them. Let them know where we're coming from, if you don't mind copy and pasting that. But yeah, we're gonna head on over there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today.